lovelies, how are you? I thought I'd come back for a little update. And yeah, as it is the end of the year, or I don't know when I'm gonna upload it, maybe it's already the beginning of the new year, who knows. But for now, it's the day before New Year's Eve. And I thought, yeah, let's make a video, one last video for this year. Because I've been a bit neglectful of my YouTube channel. But for very good reason, as most of you know, because still writing on that book, or still working on that book, not writing is actually done. So I thought I'm going to do a little update and yeah, all the stuff that happened this year, and so let's go into that. So, as all of you know, it has been a very, special year. The pandemic is still going on. We here in Germany are back on lockdown since around 2 weeks now. And it's still going on until January 10, but I don't believe that's enough, because our numbers are still very, very high at the moment, and I think they will definitely prolong that. Well, they have to. Everything is closed except for, going for grocery shopping, and so is life then. When back in spring, in March and April and also early summer, the whole lockdown situation was more okay than now, because we had very nice weather, spent a lot of time outside. I went on a lot of adventures with Nova, places I have never been, and that was fun. And if Ivy had a good day, my other dog, she went with. But for the big walks, the longer walks, I was a lot out with Nova on my own. Something I learned this year, to go on adventures all by my lonesome. Usually I always go with my husband. I always waited for him to have a day off and then we would go together. But this year I had to learn to go on my own. Not because of the pandemic, but because I have 2 dogs with an age difference of 10 years. And yeah, that's not the best idea. But it works, so I go with Nova, and my husband stays with Ivy and does the smaller walks and keeps takes his days off then and just have a relaxed day. Yeah, but now in winter, when you're now it's all work. That's when you work from home, it's different anyway. But now all you do is you work from home and you do all the other stuff from home as well, which is, at some point, I told my husband one of those days, we should really sell the house, find something new, just because I want a change. You're kind of very stuck inside now. And even before the lockdown, restaurants were closed before as well, already for longer. And still, I'm not comfortable around many people. And all the stuff I go, like concerts and festivals, nothing of that happened this year. There was just one tiny little medieval market in October, when it was very on the edge with, is it still happening or not? It was still happening. And we went there, and it was really tiny. I usually wouldn't even go there. But it was the only thing we had this year in that regard, so we went there. And it was nice to have at least that. But this is complaining on kind of a higher level, because in the end, we are not affected financially from the pandemic, which is a huge relief. So many people struggle with their finances. We didn't catch the virus yet, which is also a huge relief. And I really wanted to stay that way. So I'm very, very careful because I had asthma for a very, very long time. I didn't have any attacks for several years now, but I don't really know if it's still, if it's still an issue or not. So I'm very, very careful with going, out and be surrounded by people. Even shopping stresses me out when I have to go to the grocery store. Not my favorite thing to do, and I try to avoid it as best as I can. But this, of course, does, you're inside a lot and you're in your home a lot. Luckily, I like my home, even if, at the moment it's just, and I really would like to go on holidays, right? Just out and even if it would only be for a couple of days, but just somewhere else, just for a few days. But it's not gonna happen for a while, and just have to deal with it, right? Like the rest of the world. We all have, and like I said, we are still lucky in so many in so many areas, so we can't really complain, except for that you're stuck inside. However, this pandemic, when I do when I look back, was also good for me in that sense that that I did start writing my book finally, after many years of should I not, and this isolation was really my jumpstart to do it, because for me it's really about, some people with their creative flow stopped flowing as soon as the pandemic kicked in because of the stresses, right? But in my case, it was different. The isolation helped me to get those creative juices flowing. And I think it's just because there were no distractions whatsoever. I really think that was, for me, a blessing in that regards, right? Because no distractions. I also took other distractions out, like social media, for example. Like I mentioned already in a previous video, I am not much on social media. Facebook is not really a thing for me. I'm there, but also really not. Then with Instagram, I had 3 accounts. Now I changed my Instagram account to my pen name. So I have a new account under Rowan Winchester. Winchester is my name, so I just changed Blossom to Rowan, and even Blossom is not my name. But I like to use different names, especially on the internet. I know I always did. It was not just the internet. I rarely got called by my real name, actually. Just my family does that, but for the rest, I never really got called by my real name. So I have this account now on Instagram, Rowan Winchester, where I try to post at least 2 times a week, more or less. Sometimes that doesn't work out, but most of the time it does. And it's pretty much the same like Blossom Face. Bless you, darling. And it's the, because writer accounts are also can be quite boring if you just take pictures of your laptop all the time. But that's the thing. It's hard. I think it's hard to have a writer account, because what you do is sitting in front of your computer pretty much all day and all night. So there's not much. But I still don't see it as like just a writer account. Just like it's now just my new account and my pen name. So if you want to check that out, see what's going on, I'm gonna put the link in the description box. So that's about the pandemic. Now, how Yule? It's still a pagan channel, so Yule and the winter solstice, depending on how and how you celebrate. But I do celebrate the winter solstice, and this year it was very, very cozy and very, very simple. It always is kind of simple, but but usually we do a more elaborate meal, and but we didn't do that this year because we had a tiny little celebration of Christmas. And so that was very tiny dinner, which was absolutely fine. No, there's no stress, no stress about presents, which we said already last year. No presents, forget it. It's just too much all the time. And I'm not really somebody who celebrates Christmas. However, this year my mum really wanted to have us kids there, and she did something on the 25th, so we were there. But on the 21st we had just we had a soup, and I always bake something, so we had cake. So I always want something that I bake myself to offer to the Fae. And what we always do on winter solstice as well is either for sunrise or for sunset, depending. We go to that hill. It's called Eiderberg. And we go there every year for the winter solstice, and when we are here for the summer solstice as well, but often we are for the summer solstice on holidays, and celebrate somewhere in England. And but this year we were up too late to go for sunrise because late night working, and for sunset it was forecast a lot of storm and rain, and I was like, oh no, I don't want to do that. So we went a bit early in the morning, and we take our dogs with us, and I always take a bit of ale to offer to the Fae there, because it's really a fairy hill. It's a beautiful energy up there, and you have all those different hawthorn trees standing there. They are all over the hill, and it's just a very nice place to welcome the longest night. And so we did that. What we also did was, what we usually do is that we take something up, we write stuff down, and burn the page and the paper and send it to the winds for all the stuff we want to leave behind. Very, very classic, right? But this year I didn't have anything like that, because like I said, even if there was a pandemic going on a personal level, I'm still like in the middle of it. I don't feel like this is the end. I don't feel like I need to leave anything behind. And so we didn't do that. And then we came home and we watched, in the evening, we watched that wonderful movie, Wolf Walker. Wonderful movie from the same people who made Song of the Sea. Wonderful movies. By the way, Song of the Sea, for New Year's Eve, so tomorrow or today, depending on when I upload that, or yesterday, don't know when I upload that. However, New Year's Eve is always boring for me, pandemic or not. I have 2 dogs who are afraid of the fireworks. Now, actually it is forbidden this year, but I don't believe people will, they will ignore that. But with 2 dogs being stressed out by the fireworks, for me it's like at 10 o'clock in the evening, I close down all the shutters, and I go to bed. TV is gonna be very loud. I take my DVDs with. What I like to watch is I have an order, and I have selected movies for New Year's Eve. Song of the Sea is the first one. Such a wonderful movie. Then I Am Dragon. I love that movie, and I always watch it in Russian because it's so fitting. I couldn't even imagine watching it differently. Even if I have to read the subtitles, it's so nice to watch it in Russian. I love it. It's a dragon. The Russian language, it's so fitting, it's wonderful, and it's cheesy, and it's everything good about that movie. And then my all-time classic, Merlin. So I'm not, I need a whole day to watch all the movies. So it's a whole day of movies, of childhood favorites, and not even childhood favorites. I love them, and then I cuddle up with my dogs in bed, and as soon as they start with the fireworks, I take a lot of cheese with me to bed and give my dogs tiny little pieces to distract them a little bit. Last year that worked quite well. I hope this year as well. I hope this year is quiet, because it's my Ivy, my dog. She is now 14 years old, coming very close to 15, and her heart is really, really bad. I'm always afraid that stress like this could just, I don't like the idea. So, but luckily she is quite deaf. I don't know if she is totally deaf. She still knows when firework is happening. I don't know, it's the smell, it's the atmosphere, I don't know really what, but she does still stress out, even if she wouldn't hear that much anymore. But yes, last year it was already better. I hope this year it's gonna be better as well. Now, this is all that. News about my book. My ebook is ready for pre-order. I will put a link in the description box for Amazon. So I'm self-publishing with Amazon. There was a lot of, research beforehand, and I think for me at the moment this is the best fit to do it. So if you want to have a look, go and check out that link. This is yesterday I uploaded the final manuscript for it. So this is really nice. Today I still have a tiny little bit of work on the manuscript for the paperback version. And then I'm gonna send that in as well, hopefully still today. And then I'm gonna order a sample print of the book, and hope that everything is all right. And then that's up to. Now, I decided pretty much last minute to include a bonus chapter one in the book. And so it's the first chapter of the second book. Underworld Rising is the second book of the Navira Tales, and the book that is out now is A World Unseen, the first book of the Navira Tales. And I should mention that, right? Otherwise it's just a book. So, and because I decided last minute to include that, I didn't have it in the audiobook just yet. So what I have to do now, or in the next days, is and I'm not doing it today, my voice is not great today. I have to record that one chapter, and then my audiobook is ready for upload as well. I don't know if that is going to release at the same time, because it is said that it can take up to 6 weeks. So it could come out 2 weeks later than the actual ebook and paperback. But I'm excited! It is so, when you look up for the first time, A World Unseen in the Amazon app, and then your book turns up. I wanted to do a big cover reveal, but it's up there already. The cover is revealed. It's a thing, your cover reveal. I'm still going to do it on Instagram, because even if you can see it now, if you use the link, not many can. So I will do that cover reveal still at some point when I know everything is up there. So I still have to record that one chapter, and that was quite. Recording the audiobook was quite a journey. Whew. I don't have an altar anymore. That's why I'm sitting here in front of my tree. Because I don't have an altar room anymore, because that changed to my sound cave. And I really need it, because I needed it to stay that way, but because I had to re-record singing, because I'm actually singing in the book. When you read songs in a book, you always, how does that sound? Well, an audiobook is the opportunity to do it. So I did the singing. But I didn't like it because I used my own singing voice. And it's not me singing, it's my character, Ella, who is singing. And Ella has a bit of a different voice than I do. So I had to change it a little bit. It's not perfect, you know, and I'm really, really nervous about it, actually, with the whole, oh, now I sing and everybody can hear that. Well, you know, everybody, the 3 people who actually buy. But I always wonder about, you know, the songs in a book, how do they sound? So I, you know, just created a melody and then sang along in the voice of Ella. Because, yeah, it's not me singing. And I have that awesome song in the second book as well that I still have to record. And that's why that sound cave needs to stay up, because, unlike now I have to record the bonus chapter, or the first chapter, right? I still have to record that now in the next days, and that's why I didn't take the sound cave down. My sound cave is actually, you know, it's really a cave. No, it's a blanket fort. It's a better blanket fort, and it's warm inside. Every time I go in, like, you know, when I wear a jumper, like, oh, I have to get immediately undressed because it's really warm. And you spend a very long time. The audiobook, when you talk it in, depending on the chapter length, I need between 45 minutes and 2 hours just to talk it in, you know, including all my stuttering. That it's just a part of me. And so that's fine. Usually it's like an hour and a half. And then comes the editing, which can take it takes 5 to 6 hours of editing. So I can do 1 chapter a day, working. And yeah, but it's done except for that one chapter. Everything is fine. So I'm kind of looking forward to record 1 more chapter, and then for the second book, of course. But that is currently in content editing. So I still have to change 1 little thing. Then I need my beta readers, and then if everything is all right, then it goes to editing your commas and your mistakes, your 1 million mistakes. That you still find every time you read. It's wow. It's quite a challenge also, because I wrote it in English, because I had that weird idea. By the way, you can not buy my book yet. Did I mention that? It's on pre-order. So the actual release date for at least the ebook is February 1st on Emolk on my birthday. I really had that idea to, I really, really wanted it to be on my birthday. My initial idea was to release it in summer next year, or 2021. But yeah, when I saw, oh, okay, you're getting closer and closer, oh yeah, let's do it for my birthday. The sad thing is I cannot celebrate anything. I cannot celebrate my birthday with the lockdown, and I cannot celebrate my book release. So I don't know. But at least it's out there. I celebrate my own birthday by releasing my first novel, my first fantasy book. It's great. I'm so excited. Also, because of all the work I've done, which is mostly everything was about formatting and editing and this and that, and you go a bit crazy about that, right? So I was very happy to do something a little bit more creative, and especially when it comes to video, because I didn't have the opportunity to do that a lot. And I did a book trailer. I'm gonna release that, well, I don't know, maybe on the release date on February 1st on Emolk. Would be logical to release then the book trailer. And that was actually fun doing that. Yeah, definitely. I had great fun doing that, and I really like how it turned out. So it's with the means I have, especially for this year. I'm gonna release the book trailer on this channel, of course. So that's probably the next video you're gonna see of me. Thank you so much for watching and for still being here with me and let me ramble a little bit. But some of you like that. You weirdos. Thank you for all your support, and I hope you have a good start in the new year, or you had a good start whenever I will upload this. And yeah, I hope you're all healthy and you stay safe. Much love and many blessings, and bye bye.